Hi, good morning. This is Manan Choksi, regional owner of Remax MGM, and today we'll take the last part of the three sessions of lead generation, lead management, lead servicing. Today is lead servicing. We did first, it starts in this order, as in you generate a lead and you manage it and allocate it and follow up and try to get in contact, qualify with the customer, and lead servicing. Once you have the lead, what do you do with the lead? Okay, let's do a short video on how does an agent, what is expected of an agent and what is not expected. We'll talk about, this session is all about expectation of the agent. However, this video is typically showing how an agent should not behave. Now in this video you will see it's of course a fun video, so obviously it's not about someone, but you will see what an agent does to avoid a customer.
Yeah, sorry again for calling you on the weekend. Yes, sir. You can find all that on Remax.com. I'll send you the link. Absolutely, sir. You have a good weekend. All right. Goodbye. Hey, buddy.
Don't do that. I thought you were a client or something. How's Mr. Remax doing?
Good. Doing good.
Good.
Picking up supplies for the game, you know.
I see that, yeah. My wife asked me to grab a few things, so here I am.
All right. How you kids doing?
Boy. She gone.
What the hell are you doing?
It was one of my clients.
Okay, so?
So, let's talk over there. Okay, so I'm selling her house, and I haven't talked to her in a while.
All right, we're talking, what, a couple of weeks?
Couple months.
What? You do know the biggest complaint against realtors is lack of communication, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I have no idea.
I don't have anything to update her on.
Then update her on that.
Oh, fine, I'll call her
Excuse me,
tomorrow.
I just need to get, yeah, thanks.
She gone?
Okay, so welcome back. We saw in that video that the agent was trying to escape, avoid the customer. And did you notice that the person said that in a couple of months he had not got in touch with the customer. So that is really bad, and we should avoid doing that. Now, in today's session we'll talk about what is the number one problem. The video mentioned that the biggest problem which a realtor faces is my agent didn't get back to me. A customer expects that the agent would get back to him and tell what the problem is with the property listing. But if the agent doesn't get back to him, the customer is dissatisfied. The customer feels that the agent is not working on his property. This problem is worldwide. Note that the problem does not only be with Remax agents or with Remax India agents or with Remax worldwide agents, it's with all agents worldwide. Communication with the lead is the biggest problem. So, actually the non-communication with the lead is the biggest problem. Communication, as in communication, there is a communication gap what the agent is supposed to be doing and whether he is doing or not. So, we should solve the biggest problem and you will be one of the best agents. Sellers and buyers both feel that agents are not really working unless they are updated regularly about the progress. if you are working with a doctor and if he is treating you, you can see him working towards you, but that service is on the spot there and then. But when an agent is working on your to sell a property, there is no idea, the customer does not have any idea whether you are working. So it is always recommended that you should update your customers what you are doing. Why agents disappear? Why agents disappear? Now let us think about why most real estate agents believe that lead generation is the only work of their business. See, sometimes people who don't know lead generation, it is very difficult for them to generate leads, and they spend a lot of their time generating contacting people and generating requirements and all that. And in the process they forget that that is not the only thing. After a lead is generated, you need to work. Now in this video session we will talk about what work you need to do and what you should do to satisfy the customer. But this work is a general guideline, you can amend it to your needs, but you need to have a process. They don't know what to do once they get the lead. This is the biggest thing. Now they work day and night to get the lead and then they don't know what to do. So that's why agents tend to disappear, and they don't know what to do. They overcome it while getting the mandate once, hence they fail to meet expectations later. So if they say that I will within a month's time I will be able to sell your property, and then it doesn't happen, then they have a face off. They think that why will a customer entertain me, because I am not able to meet up their expectations. So first of all, do not overcommit. Commit whatever you will be doing, and then do it. Where is the money? Where is the money? Lot of agents believe that the money is in transactions. Lot of agents believe that money is in building relations. Lot of people believe that money is in generating leads only. Of course, the truth is that you should understand that money may get generated if the transaction is done. If the transaction is done, money may be generated. But profit is generated only out of reference. Remember, profit is generated only out of reference. Now what will you do if the transaction is not done? So money is not generated at all? We'll see to that later. So whenever lead is generated, excellent service should be given. Excellent, note down, excellent service should be given. So even if the transaction is not done, prospect passes leads to the agent. So I said that money is generated only if transaction is done. What if the transaction is not done? What does happen then? Will your customer give a positive reference about you if you're not able to sell his property? If you follow a process which is committed to the customer when he gives you the mandate, and if you update him about this process, then most probably he will be satisfied even if the property is not sold. Okay, if more and more customers are not satisfied or more and more properties are not sold, then it is a good time to review the process. But understand, always have a process to buy a property, to sell a property. How are you going to help a buyer, how are you going to help a seller, and follow it to the last dot. And now if the property sells, it's well and good. If it doesn't sell, still the customer should have a better opinion for you. Every lead gives a tremendous opportunity to build goodwill in the market. Don't squander it. Every lead gives you a huge opportunity to build goodwill in the market. Every single lead. The moment you pick up the phone and say hello, your evaluation starts. The more, the more professional you are, the more reliable service you give, you will have more goodwill. Before we get into this process, I would like to share something about what my father says. He's He's a CA, about more than 40 years he's into practice, one of very successful chartered accountants, specializes in raid cases. Now in raid cases, a lot of time we lose clients' work, appeal. We lose, the income tax department gets away with it and the client has to pay tax. So I asked my father that what will you do, what will you tell to the client if he loses, you are not able to save his tax. My father said, as a chartered accountant, our duty is to do his work in the best possible manner. If the client saves a lot of tax, it is his fate, it is his, what's written in his, luck. But if we do not do our work, then it is our problem. So we should do our work as we have committed in the best possible manner. And the client will be not lose based on his luck or his whatever is past karma and whatever or not. So likewise, when a client entrusts us upon his property or to sell, if he is able to sell at the right price at the right time, it is his luck. But what we have to do is, we have to do a clear-cut, well-defined process that will ensure the property gets sold under normal circumstances. Okay, now if you do not know the process, I have made a process to what to do as the client inquiry comes and a process to market the listing. You can make your own process. Okay, this is not the final recommendation from the region that you should follow this process only. You can do your own. Okay, and as technology evolves, there are 100 things which can be done. Okay, this is a process. We'll go step by step. Get the details of the lead. Get the details of the lead. What lead they have. Define deliverables and explain the service. What are you going to provide? What is the service that you will be providing because they are signing a mandate. Property listing form and exclusive mandate. Now, once you define that these things you are going to do, if they give you an exclusive mandate, you have to fill a form which is given by the region's office, which is the comprehensive form. Again, this form is of a recommendatory nature and you can change the form if you want. But you should have a paper format in which you take a sign of the customer that you are interested to this property and this is the commission which is expected of from if the deal materializes. Now this form is a multiple use form. It is for buyer seller and it has also got a lot of information which can be reused eventually. So you need to be very sure that this form is filled. Ensure that the price is right. How will you ensure that the price is right? There is a thing called CMA, which is comparative market analysis, which will help you check of property of the same class in the same area would cost approx how much based on the last deal done, and you can ensure that the price is just about appropriate. Search for matching buyers on various platforms. You have to search for matching buyers of this property on various platforms. Post and advertise the listing. We'll discuss about these two things with a separate market your listing process. Prepare and send the brochure of the property. Again, brochure of a property is free in Design Center. You can also make a brochure of the property through Griftech. Coordinate property showings for all the inquiries on the property. You have to coordinate the showing of property. Follow up and close. Documentation and legal paperwork. Registration and move-in process. Invoice and customer feedback. It is very important to have a feedback. So in case you need to change the process, you can. Some cases there is you need to have a detailed process for documentation paperwork about registration. We'll talk something about property improvements. What is property improvement? When you want to improve the property so that it fetches a better price. Sometimes there are property improvements required in a property which make it more easily marketable, get a higher value for the same property, widen the market. So, for example, a property is on the market since 3 months and nobody is interested. There is a lot of property showing and there is no interest in it. So probably you can get it repainted and again put on market. You may have a different opinion there. You may get, suppose it's for 1 crore and you may get it sold for say 1.25 crore. Now if you get a repainting done, maybe it will be 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, but for that you may get 20 lakh more. Widen the market. Sometimes maybe there is a bungalow which does not have wheelchair access, and you say that okay, now we have made wheelchair access, we have converted a few stairs into slopes and now it's wheelchair accessible. That may widen the market to senior citizens or disabled people. Examples are painting, repairs and refurnishing. So you go into a property and the main door, the moment you open the main door, there is a big stain on the wall of say maybe moisture. Now you just get it repainted and then suddenly you don't have that negative impression. There is also sometimes there is a nuisance on the property, as in there is a garbage dump just opposite. Now when you do a property showing, you get the garbage cleared and clean up the entire surroundings, and the property value increases dramatically. There is also repairs. There is a leak in some place and you get it repaired. Also refurnishing, where you have a broken cupboard, out of inch door hanging like this, and then you get it fixed. It won't cost as much as the value it increases. Get documents in order. You can get the documents in order, making it Vastu compliant. This is something which a lot of businesses like brokerages offer, that we can get your house Vastu checked and compliant if necessary. That may help the person get rid of the property faster, and that may help incoming new person to take a decision faster, that okay, it's Vastu compliant, that's easy, let me buy it. Now, in such cases, a broker may have a team of experts, like handy people, like plumber, like electrician, carpenter, painter, Vastu consultant, legal documentation vetter. Now, all these people, and whenever you can get a listing for a fee, you can offer their services for a discounted fee. Now, that helps, for an individual to get a hold of all individual agencies, it is quite difficult. But if you provide that kind of service, it will help you get more listings, it will help you sell more listings, and over and above, what will help, it will be a huge convenience for the seller that you are providing one-stop solution. How to market a listing? Let us get into this process of how to market a listing. Post it on Remax portal. The moment the form is signed, the next second the listing is eligible to get on the Remax portal. Put a yard sign or a banner. Yard sign is something which is very much US centric. Probably in a flat you cannot put a yard sign, but you can put a banner. A lot of people also put balloons at the floor of the building when there is an open house, that there is a flat on sale, there is a board says flat on sale or rent, and there are 2-3 balloons, and at the entrance that has a lot of car puppies. Anybody going in car on the road across and see the balloons and get attracted to it. So put a yard sign banner in which you can also make a Remax branding. You can get make a brand of your own office that way. Post it on Magic Bricks and other portal. You can post the property on Magic Bricks and other portals. You can coordinate with the regional office for getting a package on Magic Bricks. We have tie-up with a lot of portals. Once you put on Remax portal, a lot of listings get pushed onto a lot 13 other portals as of now, and they may be increasing every day. But the point is that you should have maximum visibility of your property. Make a brochure in Design Center. Make a brochure. There are a lot of ways, lot of things which can be made in Design Center, like postcards, like brochures, like flyers, like things like that. Inform Remax network that this is the property which is just listed, and you will be, they can contact you if required. And then if Remax network does not give you any leads, then you can also tap your broker network of the city, say Ahmedabad Real Estate Association or SMART or EAAP, which is in Pune. Make a PowerPoint. Here we start something about online. Make a PowerPoint presentation and put it on SlideShare. SlideShare is a medium in which you can put PowerPoint, PPT, Word documents. What it does is it gives immediate SEO to all the text keywords mentioned in it. Now what happens is that you put a property with a description. For example, an area. Say the area is Paldi in Ahmedabad, or say Kalyani Nagar in Pune, or say Andheri, or say maybe Bandra in Bombay. Now when we say that Bandra 2 BHK, then obviously all the links will come which have the keywords Bandra 2 BHK. What benefit has in SlideShare is immediately you can go onto a top Google search page without a lot of efforts. You can write down Bandra 2 BHK a couple of times in the PPT and just mention the description, wonderful bungalow in Bandra. Or sorry, it's very costly in Bandra to have bungalow, but yeah, wonderful bungalow in Paldi, Ahmedabad. So if somebody types bungalow Paldi, Ahmedabad, SlideShare is one way to get top listing free. It's practically only efforts. There is no fee to make a SlideShare. But I'll tell you one more thing. If you put a link to your website in the slides and to your microsite of the property, which is the www.remax.in/property ID, then the Google ranking of that property will come up because it is an external sources pointing towards that. So SlideShare, YouTube and blog URL, as we will see, have the same thing. What you need to do is have put the property URL, put your company website, put the right keywords which you want the customers to use, like which you want the customers to tap, and that you put it on 3 of the things. Now I'll tell you one thing. If you put, say, Google has a report, a search engine usage report for property, and they found out that most people use the local area for use of search engine, so for search of property. So if I am in, say, Satellite Road, Ahmedabad, then I would write Satellite 2 BHK. Okay? So the keyword is the local area which you are in. Now in India, the local area are overlapping. Like Satellite and Shivrajni are overlapping. Like I would say in Bombay, Walkeshwar and Nepean Road are pretty much the same. If there is a flat in between them, it's difficult to bifurcate which exact area does it fall into. So you can use nearby area also in your search engine, in your all these 3 things. Now what do you write in a blog? You did write the entire description of the property and the property URL and your office URL. What do you write in a YouTube page? We can send you a link on how to convert your PPT into a video. You can put that video on YouTube. Okay? And in the description and in the tags, you have to mention the keywords, and in description you have mentioned the URLs which are of your office and of the property. In YouTube you can you can put a video. This video is, of course, you can make it via normal camera, and this camera is of course costly, but you can do it over mobile phone. And also this video can be made edited via Windows Movie Maker, which is free, and you can put captions in it, you can put photographs in the video, you can put you can also put like title screens, like, you know, wonderful property on sea facing, you know, it's a good description. Now what Google does is, of course, Google is owner of YouTube and the #1 search engine. They also search optimize your YouTube videos with the titles and the captions you use in YouTube, in the video. Okay, of course there are tags, there are descriptions is also important, but the Google also searches over captions and all that. So try to bring that. This is all free, remember. Put it on your Facebook page. Now all these things can also be put on the Facebook page along with the listing. The URL of Remax on the Remax portal has to be put on Facebook. In the comments you can write down YouTube link, you can write down the blog, you can write down blog URL, you can write down the PowerPoint URL, and all this would lead to a property listing on Facebook, which a lot of people use it. Facebook is enabling a graph search, so even like Google, Facebook will also have a lot of search engine, search oriented lead generation. Advertising newspaper with property URL. Now this is one of the oldest trick in real estate broking, is that once you get a listing, you advertise it and you get a customer and you sell it. Oh, it's so easy. But these days, and there are a lot of advertisements which are similar, and the ad responses have been falling down. In any market, when the ad responses fall down, lot of agents react with doing more advertisement. Now, whatever money they have earned usually goes in the pockets of media companies, but they do not understand that they have to get out of this vicious cycle, and they have to make their ads stand apart. Now, how will they make their ads stand apart? Is by mentioning the URL of the property. I hardly seen ads which mention the URL of the property. Do postcards, flyers. Again, with the help of Design Center, you can make postcard flyers, but you should distribute postcards in nearby area, and that's how you can generate more leads. Include the listing in office newsletter. Okay, so this is the last step, but it is a step which you cannot do if you do not have a newsletter. Now, what I recommend is that office should have a newsletter, and they should have just listed, just sold, a new agent joined, any real estate news of their locality, of their city, of their state, of India, and they should make a newsletter every month. It is very easy to make a newsletter if you try it. If once you get into the groove of it, it will not be difficult. We have made an email database of say around 8,000 people, and we regularly send newsletter, and it has got tremendous open rates. We get to see how many people have clicked on anything and how many people have downloaded the pictures, and we are seeing that out of 8,000 every month, about 20% people open the newsletter. So which is a very healthy rate compared to those 20% had no touch of Remax as a company unless they saw the newsletter. Okay, so addressing to the #1 problem of communication, let us see what to communicate. Now, activities can be open houses, activities can be making a slide share, putting it on YouTube and putting it online, making a YouTube video, and activities can be property showing, activities can be putting a slide share, activities can be distributing flyers, postcards, but you need to do activities and you need to communicate to the customer. Response that you get, you can also say, tell the customer that yesterday we had 10 inquiries, 10 phone calls, and you can tell that about 5 people came to see the property. Buyer feedback. Okay, so now you show the property to 10 people and 5 of them say that we are annoyed with the bad maintenance of the building, so we don't want to buy this in this building. This is a good buyer feedback which seller would want to hear. Any changes in the offer you propose, you can communicate also on the changes. That a lot of people are asking for a 6-month payment plan, and or a lot of people are asking for stamp duty charges which have to be borne by the seller, etc., etc. You can give over phone or email. It is not necessary that you give in writing on a paper or you give it over email. If there is important information, you have to give over email. But if it's it's just a casual information that 10 people today called of the advertisement we run, you can just give it over phone. Market conditions. When you get a listing and you are not able to sell, you can sometimes blame to market. The market is not proper. Let us understand there are 3 kinds of market. One is a balanced market in which it takes 4 to 6 months for an inventory to sell. One is a seller's market which takes 2 months. Within 2 months, whatever you put on listing, it gets sold. One is a buyer's market where it takes more than 6 months for an inventory to get sold. Okay? So, these are the market conditions. Now, when a person says that I don't want to sell right now because it's a buyer market, that doesn't mean that he should not sell. Here is the working why. A buyer's market is ideal to sell. Why? Because most probably the person who is staying in a particular apartment or a home usually goes to higher costlier apartment. Here we are taking an example of a person who is staying in a 20 lakh rupee home who goes to a 40 lakh rupee apartment. What should he go right now if the market is 5% less? The entire market is going in a 5% discount. What he should do? Seller's home was 20 lakhs and based on the current buyer's market he must take 5% less or 19 lakhs. A loss of rupees 1 lakh. Their next home would have had a purchase price of 40 lakhs. However, due to buyer's market, they can buy it for 5% less or 38 lakhs. A saving of 2 lakh rupees. So, idea says that don't sell your home for 19 lakhs. No, never sell at a loss. But that is a myopic vision. That they do not see the big picture. The big picture says that you have a net saving of 1 lakh. If he sells 2 lakhs here and 1 lakh there, obviously. Now if prices bounce back, what will happen if prices bounce back by 5%? Your seller will gain 38 lakhs into 5%, which is 1,90,000. Whereas if he stayed where they are, he would gain only 95,000. So a net gain of 95,000, which is double. So if you really understand this and make your customers realize that no matter what the market conditions are right now, it is a good time to sell, because whatever you are going to buy, it's not going to be cheap when the market conditions improve. Likewise, you can also make a working that if a property is on the market, say 1 crore property is on the market for 1 year because of overpricing, then they lose 10 lakhs just because of 10% interest, approximately 10% interest. If they have 5% interest, then 5 lakhs. So if you have a confirmed offer for 90 lakhs, you should sign and get the money immediately. Okay? So this is how we can convince a seller to sell fast. Yes, of course there are sellers who would say that I don't want to invest in property, I want to buy gold. Then again, when the markets improve, gold is one thing which will go up. And if he wants to say I want to buy shares, then of course when the market improves, gold shares will go up. So the best part is that if buyer's market is no deterrent for selling. Yes, in case of a seller's market, the seller has an option to wait till the market is at top, and he should leave the market at that time. But unfortunately, out of historical data, there is a volatility in real estate prices. You do not know when the market will fall or the transactions will become less. So he may end up with the property for a long term, and he will lose interest cost eventually. There are other kind of leads, buyer leads. Same rules apply. Communicate well, have a process in place for all kinds of leads, ensure that you have exclusive mandate before incurring a cost, and maintain proper records. Again, I have made a process which is similar of a buyer process, of a seller process. Get the details of a lead, define the deliverables and explain the service. Property requirement form, the form which you have given, you have to get it filled. Understand needs, wants, concern and clear requirements. Search matching properties on various platforms. Post requirements online everywhere. Prepare and send brochure of matching properties out of your office, out of the RE/MAX network. Coordinate property showings, follow up and close, legal documentation, registration and move-in process, invoice and customer feedback. So this is the process of serving a buyer. When we do a lot of marketing efforts, lead generation, we get a lot of builders do get impressed, and sometimes we get a lot of leads for new projects. Now they are not necessarily new. Sometimes the builder has tried himself to market and has failed, and sometimes he is just about to start a project. Ideally, you should do the following steps: evaluate the project vis-a-vis the price and the location, whether it is worth it. Is it pertaining to your focus area, geography, price point, type of property? Geography meaning whether you work in that geographical area. Price point meaning is it if you are used to selling 1 crore rupee apartment and this is a 5 crore rupee apartment, this is definitely a new price point. Or maybe if you are used to selling 25 lakh apartment and this is a 2.5 crore apartment. Type of property. There are a lot of property types: warehouses, office space, residential building, house bungalows, plotted development, agricultural land. There is a lot of types of property. Now, if a builder comes with an industrial plotting, would you be able to sell? Is a question you need to ask before signing a mandate. Does the project excite you? Overall, you should know whether the project excites you and your associates, other associates in the office. If yes, then only even think of exclusive mandate. If no, then do open listing. So if yes, only then even think of exclusive mandate. And the more excited you are, you will be able to convince the builder to give you the exclusive mandate. Do not give false commitments. If you give false commitments, then they will lead to false results, which will eventually fail. False commitments will give you bad will faster than anything else. Do not waste time if the project is not sellable. If one day project is not sellable, what do? You have to move out, pull out of it. If you think the project is not sellable, do not go into it because the builder is forcing it. Exclusive projects are a huge responsibility and should be taken carefully. It is not that you will be very happy when you get an exclusive project. You should be careful that you will be able to give good satisfactory service to the builder. Open listing can be taken, but then you should work on them, else sales will not happen magically. People think that okay, I just need to take this open listing and put it on my website and magically sales will come. In fact, if a builder comes and says that I want to give you this project to sell, what do? You put it on your website and you do the low cost marketing of which you do, and if you get an inquiry, you tell it to him. It's a good thing. But if you do not do anything, you are not going to get a sale. Please remember that. Invest your time and money wisely. Do not assume that if 50% of the scheme is sold, it makes easy to sell 50 for the remaining 50%. Do not get into that complacency that, oh, we have taken exclusive mandate for a project which is already 50% sold. What to do? Only 3% of customers who walk onto a site close. Only 3% of customers who walk into a site close. So what does it tell you? That we need to have more walk-ins. But that also tells you one important thing, that there are 97 people for each of the 3 customers that close who are looking for a property, as well would have walked into the site. And 97% of people who can be approached with a comparative listing of the same area, and they may be able to, you may be able to close with them. So if you have other listings in the same area, probably you will be able to use this walk-in database to sell those listings. Smaller the builder, remember, smaller the builder, he would have more value for you than a larger builder. Smaller builders do not have the brand and the advertising muscle to sell 100% of their property. So try to get more commission from small builders. So if a big builder is giving you 2% commission, you can negotiate for a 5% commission from a smaller builder. One big advantage of having exclusive listing is you get all secondary leads of selling of prospects existing property, so that he can buy this new property. So a person walks into the off-site office and tells to the person that I want to buy an apartment. The person says, okay, I will be happy to help you to purchase this apartment. But he says that if I am able to sell my 20 lakh apartment, then I will buy a 40 lakh apartment from you. Now if it is a builder's salesperson, he says that, sorry sir, I am employed by you, I cannot help you sell your 20 lakh apartment. But if you are an agent sitting in the site office, you can tell that yes, I will be able to help you sell that apartment. That is a big help, and that way he says, okay, if you are able to sell, then I will buy this property with you. So you get an exclusive mandate of that, and if you were able to execute that, you will get a sale for this also. This person, trust me, if you are not able to sell that property, but definitely will refer a lot of friends for you. He would want to resell the flat when it is ready if he is an investor. That's another mandate you can get. Renting of the flat, he may be interested in the renting of the flat, and he may give you referral if he is happy with your service. So, like we have said, the advantages and disadvantages of new projects is up to you whether to get or not. But once you do lead generation, a lot of inquiries will come from all segments of the market. We'll discuss on what you should focus on, and before we just end this presentation, build long-term relationships. You do not want to generate leads for the deal to get closed, but you want your eye should be on the leads referral business, because that where the ultimate profit lies. So focus on building long-term relationships. Do not do immediate task on hand. So I am saying that okay, focus on long-term relationship, but you do not call him day after tomorrow as you promised with the information that he requested. It's not going to help. Do important tasks which are on hand immediately. Communicating with customers, that we solve the number one problem. You have to communicate right things in the right manner to the customer. Delivering results. Eventually, if you do not deliver results, you will not be in the market for long. You deliver results. Now, if a process does not help you deliver results, change the process, but deliver results. Deliver results as in activities, deliver results as in responses, deliver results as in closed deals. Simple. You have to deliver results. Satisfying the customers, you have to say, focus on satisfy the customers. Do not focus on satisfying yourself. Satisfy what are the customer needs. Keep in touch with close customers. If a deal is done, then the customer is forgotten. Do not let that happen. Do not focus on commission. Most of the real estate agents are interested in closing the deal. Close is what they focus on. But if you just focus on commission, short-term benefits, you are going to lose a very profitable long-term relationship. Thank you for your time, and I wish you all the best. Let's earn more. If you have any questions, please feel free to email on helpdesk.mgm@remax.in, and also you can write on the blog technologyremax.blogspot.in. Thank you.